Gonna do it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Friday. It's July 9th, 2021. My name is Jeremy. This is Zuza. And this is my first cup of coffee. You should probably get a mention in the credits, shouldn't you? Because you're here most days. At least on the days where, you know, the heat's not running. I'm the best source of being warm. Well, hi everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Thursday. The not counting down threw me off. It feels very strange. So here I am. Coffee. It is pouring rain outside. I was woken up overnight a couple times by the rain being so loud because I had a couple windows open. But it's Friday, and I'm looking forward to the day. I'm looking forward to the weekend. And there's coffee. That's warm. I was running a few minutes late. How dialed in is your morning routine? Are you like exactly the same thing for the same length of time every morning? Or is there's some variability for you? There's some variability for me. I wake up at 5:45 pretty much every day. And I'll come out and I feed this fur ball. And then depending on what's going on, I might start making the coffee, or sometimes I gotta grind coffee, or sometimes I sit and look through the comments. Sometimes I respond to social media messages that came in overnight. And that's why sometimes I'm ready to go right at 6:30, and sometimes I'm dragging a minute or two behind because sometimes things happen. And I'm not always the same person every morning. Sometimes my mornings I'm awake, I'm alive, I'm with it. I feel pretty awake this morning. Other days, as longtime viewers know, I'm dragging. And who knows what's going to happen with one of those days. But yesterday was an interesting day, not quite the day that I wanted it to be. And I'm kind of on the fence about how I feel. So Wednesday, I got a call from a client. Said, hey, can you come out? It's been a while. Come check on the computers. And this client, I love this client. He's a good person. He's a friend. He's actually been a supporter of whistlekick. So there's a special place for him in my life. But it meant that the schedule I had, all the things I was going to get done, a lot of them got bumped. And then just before I was going to leave the house to go take care of his stuff, I got an email from another client. Hey, this weird issue's going on. Oh. All right, well, as soon as I'm done there, I'll come see you. And so I left the house at 1:30 and finished with the second client at 6. And I was having flashbacks to being in IT. There were days, you guys, I would get up, 6:30, 7 o'clock, get ready, go to the office, load up for the day, be on site with my first client at 8, 8:30, and not get home until midnight, 1 in the morning. I do not want to do that again. I hated doing it in my 20s. I'm not doing it now. Once in a while, I don't mind, because it reminds me. It reminds me of what that life was like and how I don't want that. But at the same time, the money's good. There is no easier money than to just let the clock. Is not quite the same. Oh, we just had a blip. We just had a blip in the internet connection. I think that's the first one we've had. Let me make sure this is connected to the new internet. It is. Okay. So we could chalk it up to the rain. I don't know. For those of you that don't know, I've been with Comcast, Xfinity, whatever you want to call them, since I bought this house, since 2012. And there have been some issues. And the local phone company brought fiber optic through, and I switched everything over. Still have Comcast. Actually, the office is running on Comcast right now. But that was the first blip we've seen from the new fiber. I don't know how I feel. I'm going to run the two. for a couple months and see what happens. There's some options here. We gotta see. $70 a month, 1 gigabit up and down, no taxes, no rental fees, no contracts, no setup fees. There was no reason not to do it. So basically, I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do anything. I came home, I watched TV, I ate, and I felt kind of guilty about it. You ever do that? You ever skip class or training or, whatever the physical things you wanted to do were and feel kind of bad about it? I didn't even put up a TikTok of me actually doing anything yesterday. The video I put up yesterday, which annoyingly, well, not annoyingly, because it's the thing that I'm good at. I put up a short video of me talking, and it's the best video that I've put up yet. It's garnered the most views and the most engagement. Yeah, and it was heading off the question, what's the best martial art? Because people ask that, and I'm not frustrated at individual people asking that question. I'm frustrated at the question because it's the wrong question. And I actually contemplated whether or not TikTok would be a platform where I would swear. Because in my day-to-day life, I swear. If you know me personally, if you've met me, I swear. I don't swear on the shows. Because I don't want people to tune out for that simple reason. So I took a walk using this thing. I think you've seen this thing. It's called a gimbal. Here. It balances and it holds the phone. It's not on right now. And I can walk and it's steady. It's great. And I walked along the tree line and answered the question, why there isn't a best martial art. And I related it to food. Food and cars. There isn't a best food. There's a favorite food. There isn't a best car. There's your favorite car. There's a more appropriate car given the situation. If the best car was the only one we had, would we all be driving 18-wheelers? Or would we just not have food? Right? Like, these are when something is the best, theoretically that's all you need. Or it's what we should have the most of. Martial arts doesn't work that way. There is no best martial art. So I unpacked that in a 90-second video and uploaded it to TikTok. I thought about swearing, but I did not. Hey, get off the table. Today, I'm kind of excited. Today is the first day I'm going to hang out with a bunch of martial artists in a while. Other than I think the twice. Stacy says swearing is a good way to get a video kicked. And good morning. I don't know what you mean. Oh, does TikTok not allow swearing? Well, then I guess I'm not doing it. See, I wasn't sure. Stacy is one of my resident TikTok consultants. She knows. If we go back to the beginning of COVID, I think I went to 2 martial arts classes through COVID just because of availability and schedule and everything. But I'm sitting in on a testing tonight. There's a testing happening. A friend of mine's promoting some students, and he said, hey, come hang out. Come sit on the board. Be prepared to spar. Ooh, that's been a while. I haven't sparred in a year and a half. Be prepared to teach something. Yeah, that part doesn't worry me. Did I mention on the show that we have it? There is, I think, I can't announce it publicly because I can't commit to it because it's not quite set in stone, but I think we have a date for Free Training Day. If you are not familiar with Free Training Day, it is the seminal whistlekick event. We've done a bunch of other things. This is the thing that we've knocked out of the park. from day one. It is the thing that we do better than anybody else. It is, well, nobody does it anyway, but it is better than anything that is similar. And all you have to do is get there. There's no entry fee. How do you find out more? Go to Facebook, look up the events under the Whistlekick page, or just search for Whistlekick Free Training Day. It's probably easier if you go to the Whistlekick page and look at the events. And you'll see an event. And you can say that you are interested or going. Because I'm expecting that next week I will get confirmation that that date is through. It'll be here in Vermont. That's all you got to know. It'll be in the fall. That's all you got to know at this point. If you want to know more about what Free Training Day is, well, it's a bunch of people teaching and training. Nobody pays, nobody gets paid, there's no ego, and it's fun. Because there's no money, there are things I don't have to worry about. It is not only is it the most fun event that we do, it's the easiest one that I do. I don't have to work that hard. I just say, hey, here's the schedule. And people show up and they teach. And when they're not teaching, they're training. And if they don't train when they're not teaching, they're not invited back. Because that's the rule. We've had a number of teachers not train. They were not invited back. That's my rule. What else going on? Hanging out with some extended family this weekend. It's my nephew's birthday today. He turns 15. Right? 15, not 16? I don't remember. Pretty sure it's 15. I'll double check. He's a good kid. So I'm going to go hang out with them tomorrow. There's a car show. He's really into cars, so go hang with the fam and go to a car show and probably get some food and just hang out. I haven't spent much time with them lately. And then Sunday, I think I got to do some work around here. Whew, this place is a mess. Could you clean up for me? That would be really helpful. I wish you could see the face she's giving me in response. It's not going to happen. All right. Well, given all that, let's see what... Oh, I got one other thing to show you. I even left it behind me. So, in the early 2000s, when eBay was kind of new, and I worked way too many hours, I had this periodic occurrence where I would sit down at the end of the day, have a couple beers, and buy things on eBay. Sometimes those things, sometimes I had beer goggles for the things that I purchased. We may have a similar situation here. Because I'm not sure quite why I bought this. I was looking for tank tops. I wanted a couple more tank tops. It's John Lennon Lion. John Lion. I think this is hysterical, and that's probably why I bought it. Don't drink and shop. That's the lesson here, folks. Although I did buy another one with the Transformers Autobots logo. Emblem. Emblem's probably a better word. Nope, wrong thing. Hey, a bunch of you watched the rapid fire Q&A yesterday. Nice. All right. All right, looks like we got some jokes from Frank and quotes from Frank. Frank, we could just change your title to Jokes and Quotes Master. We won't, but we could. The jokes for Funday Friday. What sound does a witch's motorcycle make? Broom, broom. Why won't my motorcycle run? Because it's too tired. What'd you get when you mix a motorcycle with a joke? A Yamaha. I can't think of a time when I lost my toupee while riding a motorcycle. At least, not right off the top of my head. What was the bicycle that wondered how it was like being a motorcycle called? Bike Curious. These are amazing. I won't lie. When I wake up on Fridays, this is something I look forward to. I hope you do as well. Who did Fonzie call when his motorcycle broke down? Triple A. I'm just barely old enough to remember Happy Days. My mother was a big fan of Happy Days. What is Bob Marley called on a motorcycle? Bob Harley. I used to be a motorcycle courier. Man, those things are heavy. What do you call a guy who throws motorcycles? Hurley Davidson. What are two blondes fighting over on a motorcycle? Over which one gets the window seat. Why does the motorcycle get sad when shifting gears? Because the clutch is depressed. I was hit by a moose driving my motorcycle yesterday. How he managed to drive it is a mystery to me. Oh man, I butchered that last one. Today is National Motorcycle Day. Well, I'm not riding. That's a bummer. I've got my 2021 motorcycle registration sitting over there. I've been on my bike exactly once. I think I need to change that. I may ride tomorrow. I'm looking for my phone to check the weather. It's not going to work. I think it's supposed to be rainy all weekend. Boo. But that's okay. Maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll go for a ride Sunday. When did you first become interested in motorcycles? I don't know. I honestly don't know where that started. I bought my bike, the only one I have. I purchased it in 2006. I actually bought it before I had even passed my test. So I'm assuming it's in all 50 states, but I don't know. The American Motorcycle Association puts on rider safety courses in partnership, at least with Vermont, where you can step in. It's a weekend long. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They take you through everything, and on Sunday they test you. And if you pass, you earn your motorcycle endorsement. And I did that. I had been on the back of a motorcycle twice. Two different friends. I had never driven a motorcycle or a dirt bike or anything. And I earned my motorcycle license. Now, I purchased my motorcycle beforehand. I bought it that week, went and took the test, passed, went and picked it up and had somebody drop me off, and I rode it home. I put the pressure on myself. I had to pass. Otherwise, what was I going to do? Now, what I could have done is I could have there's a permit, a motorcycle permit in Vermont that's a written test, and I could have passed that. That would have been fine. And then I would have been able to ride. I think you can do that. You get 30 days, and basically the idea is to learn how to ride. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be fun. Both my mother and father had told stories of riding. My father used to race. According to my father, my mother raced once. I think she was careful about the stories she told me because she didn't want to encourage me too much. What is your favorite part about riding your motorcycle? This part is easy. The smells. If you've spent a lot of time driving in a car, you're used to driving around and saying, oh, that looks nice. Look at that. The only real sense you get to engage with the world in a car is sight. You don't get to hear too much. You don't taste anything, can't feel anything. On a motorcycle, you get to smell fresh cut grass, the ocean. Not that I like riding in the rain, it's miserable, but riding through, riding on a road where the trees are close in, under the rain, and just the smell of the rain in the forest. It's awesome. There's nothing like that. And then you couple that with the feeling of freedom as the wind passes by. Now, I don't ride without a helmet. I couldn't here in Vermont anyway. I've never ridden without a helmet. I've ridden with friends in Florida, and they took helmets off. The most that I do, the only skin I have exposed is my hands sometimes, because I have small hands and I've never found gloves that are comfortable. And on a long ride, the gloves actually like just numb my hands up. And not that my hands don't go numb anyway, but that's really the only skin that I have showing. But you just feel, well, I guess my neck on a hot day. But just feeling that wind come by and just, it's free. It's free. You're connected. There's a, this is a martial arts show, so it's appropriate that I relate this to martial arts. There are moments in training, whether you're sparring or you're just kind of doing your own thing, or you're doing forms. It's happened for me with basics, where there's a connection to your body that, how do I describe it? You become so hyper aware, but without any effort. And you're just kind of, you exist. In those moments, my entire purpose of existence has been that technique or that block or whatever it is. Just, I have these brief moments, and it's, for lack of a better word, it's perfection. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but in that brief instance, I am. I experience some of that being on a motorcycle. There's so much less blocking you from the environment, and you really can't wander. You have to be present, kind of in the same way I've talked about sparring. If you're not present when you spar, you're going to get kicked in the face. If you're not present when you're on a motorcycle, you're going to die. The consequences are pretty severe, so you stay present. But those moments when I'm on a bike and the weather's perfect, Stacy actually commented, I would think all that leather denim would be so hot during the summer. It is. I have different things that I wear. I have a mesh jacket, and there have been really hot days where all I wear on top is the mesh jacket, and it's padded in the right spots, and it's pretty durable. It's a motorcycle jacket, but as long as you're going fast enough, you don't get hot, and that's kind of the interesting thing. But you're there. You know, maybe it's like 72 degrees, which is kind of the perfect weather to be bundled up. So it's not too hot. The wind's coming by. I'm off on some road that doesn't have a lot of cars. And, you know, the birds are out of my way. I've been attacked by birds. I had a friend following me, and he saw it happen. He's like, what the heck just happened? Yeah, I had birds, a flock of birds try to kill me. That was terrifying. But that's when that's not happening, and the right song is on. I have a Bluetooth helmet, and you're just dialed in. You're present. Music can do that. Music has a power with that, and it's one of the reasons I wish more martial arts schools offered some classes with music, because the science around music and helping people connect to what's going on and what they're doing is pretty substantial. Here's something I've never tried, but I would like to try. And if anybody out there is a school owner, I would like you to try this and report back to me and tell me what it does. There's a website out there, provides a service. I've talked about it before. Brain FM. The website is brain.fm. And I think they do a 30-day trial. So you don't have to pay for this. I pay for this. And one of the functions they offer, they have different things that the music can do. And it's not conventional pop music. It's more melodic background stuff. One of them is a focus. I would be really curious about the results of playing that quietly but audibly in the background during a class, especially a kid's class, because I won't get into the science on it, but it works. It works incredibly effectively. There's plenty of science to back it up, and I use it, and it is game changing. It's $6.95 a month, and it is the best $7 I spend professionally. Music's powerful. See, now I want to ride. I want to go for a ride. I thought about riding, I think it was last Friday, up to the co-working space. But the biggest challenge is the clothing that I would wear to ride is not the same as what I would wear while working. And carrying a backpack full of a change of clothes, it's just annoying. If you could have any motorcycle in the world, which would you choose? I don't know. See, motorcycles are one place that I don't quite nerd out. I just like to ride. I have a 2006 Yamaha FZ6. It's a 600cc bike. It is more than enough motorcycle for me at my body weight. I have ridden it way too fast before. I know what the top end of that bike is. I'm not going to tell you. And I don't see a need to go faster or to accelerate more. I could see value in having a bike that was more comfortable over long distances. That bike is good for about, I've done more. It's good for about 100 to 150 miles in a day. I've done 250, and not fun. But that 250 was in Florida, and it was much easier riding. Here's something I'm thinking of, and I don't know how this is going to go. This might be something I purchase next year. So most of you know my father passed away in April. He rode. Not in the time that I knew him. There was talk of him getting another motorcycle at one point, but just financially, it just didn't work out. Growing up, he raced Honda motorcycles. And on one of the days that we spent together, we ended up at the Harley dealership. And there was a matte black Sportster 883, no chrome anywhere. I almost bought it. I really did. It was a beautiful bike. He almost bought it. They were having some crazy deal where you could lease it for $99 a month, or buy it for $99 a month. Would have been forever. It was like 6 years. And I already had a bike. I didn't need it. But I've looked at that bike. I've looked at it again. But Honda also makes one that looks very similar. And when all is said and done with his estate, in memory to him, I may buy one of those, either of those. I don't know which one. The only motorcycle dealer we have really local anymore is a Harley dealership, so there's an advantage there. We'll see. And our last question before I send you off on the weekend. Remember, hey, if you've got questions, comments, anything you want me to talk about, you drop it in the comments section below. This is a perpetual Ask Me Anything. And if you're new, subscribe, turn on notifications, go watch, listen to all the other things that we do. And remember, if you like what we do, you can support us. Patreon, buy something at whistlekick.com, use the code FIRSTCUP15. Tell people about the things that we're doing. Follow us on social media, etc. What is one thing you wish more people knew about motorcycles? There are two ways I could answer this. There's the kind of the quintessential, pay attention, be aware, motorcycles are out there, etc. But let's do it differently. A lot of people are dismissive of motorcycles in the way people are dismissive of martial arts. They're dismissive because they haven't experienced it or they don't see the value in it. People are dismissive of, you know, karate's stupid, taekwondo's stupid, that thing is stupid, motorcycles are stupid. Why would you, right? Just because you don't see the value in something doesn't mean it's not there. Now, interestingly enough, I know a lot of martial arts instructors who ride motorcycles. In a similar way that there seems to be a higher correlation between people who are involved in IT and martial arts, there seems to be, and it's really only at the instructor level, like higher level martial artists, there seems to be a correlation between motorcycles and martial artists. I don't know why. I don't have as big of a sample set, but when I think about people, yeah, there are quite a few of them that ride. And what I wish people knew was being a good motorcycle rider makes you a better driver. You see things differently. You have to pay attention. You could pick up a phone and, you know, check your email or switch the song while your car is driving. Can't do that on a motorcycle, although I know people do. Oh, is that, I didn't, Stacy's referencing a former local martial artist. I didn't know, if that's how he passed, I didn't know. I never met him. I've only heard Master Rhoda talk about him a couple times. But to be a good martial artist, you have to be just as present. You have to be dialed in. You have to be aware. You have to know what all of your limbs are doing. Oh, it's not how he passed, but man, he loved his bike. Okay, cool. You have to be focused. And I wish people knew whether it was martial arts or riding a motorcycle or yoga or whatever. I wish they knew the value of that presence, of being dialed in, of being hyper-focused on something, even just for a little while. It's really valuable. And I hope everybody finds something that they're willing to commit that much attention to for brief periods of time. It's why some people seem to enjoy hunting or going to the, gym, weightlifting gym, or running. I think a lot of us have different things. So, thanks for watching. Great questions. As always, Frank, thank you. And thanks to everyone. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Peace.